Hello, everyone.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. We have Summer Shyra here.
I love Summer Shyra.
Is your summertime just like, what's the general feeling of your summer?
Pretty much. No one's going to randomly throw up on me or anything like that.
Ooh. I could never.
My phone won't ring and it won't be like, this kindergartner is out of control. You need to come get him. Okay, I'll be there.
Like, he's in kindergarten.
Sometimes life is like that.
Welcome to our Friday class. It has been way too long since we've gone to do some creating together, and Shyra and I have never gotten to do a class together.
We've never actually beaded together.
I can't
believe it.
Because we did whole bead.
We did whole bead, but that didn't really count because we were both also working and helping people.
Well, we were demoing things.
It
felt like beading. It was beading.
It was beading. It just wasn't together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even today, we're probably working on our own projects.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, wait, your palette is, and so since the Barbie movie did come out today, we are leaning into the pink side of the Viva Magenta box. So take a look at what Shyra has here.
Oh. Yeah, so I pulled out my box, and my process whenever I receive a box is to take it and kind of dissect it into different palettes. Mm-hmm. So you can see that all of these are from that check mix, and I separated out what I think I might want to use today.
Wait, these are things from the mix?
Yeah, these are all from the mix.
Oh,
I had to separate and sort.
I was like, why? I was wondering why there's like a few beads in that one.
Yeah,
so you got the drooks and rondelles, and then the leaves from the mix.
I did. And then of course I have the lines, which are one of my favorites. I just love the colors on this. Yeah. I
already love where you're going, and I don't know where you're going.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going either.
This is like a Sam's Bead Shop classic.
That is a classic. Sam, do you know how many of those I bought? Do you remember?
So I do have some memory of this because I remember getting them, and then you made me get more.
Yeah.
And then when I got more, I think you bought 6.
I opened my pink container at home today, and I was like, how many of them do I have left? And I have 17 strands left. So
17.
I was like, I'll break 2.
That's so funny to me.
And it'd be like $6.58.
You really commit, Shyra?
When I find something I like, I stick to it.
It's smart because I don't think I can get those anymore.
Hit me up if you want some.
That's funny. Oh my goodness.
I have 17 strands of it. It was amazing. Wow. It's like so much happiness.
Oh my gosh. All right, just send out the text. And then the rest of friends will join us for our Barbie party. Here is my power. This is a little test to see how well we do moving our camera back and forth. I move my camera back and forth. Ooh. So I'm like really feeling some more of like the Viva Magenta garnets. So I've got garnet. I am obsessed with the flat mesh, although I didn't go get any findings for it from the shop. But I like the general idea of it at least. But I'm starting to see some things. And this
richer tones.
I'm leaning towards richer because I think I'm gonna make a bracelet that I can go wear tonight. Yeah. So it has to be extra glamorous.
It does have to be extra glamorous.
I'm so glad we put that in there. What a lovely choice. I've never put graduated beads in a bracelet before either. But I don't know.
Could be a possibility.
The thing is, everything has to be perfect with the garnet. That is my goal today.
All right. Perfect garnet work.
Which is probably not a great goal to set for yourself, is to
perfection in 50 minutes.
But I can lean in. So I always like designing around soups, basically. If I kind of soupy palettes.
Soupy palettes.
So I often won't actually use all these things, but I like the possibilities. So I usually just start laying out things like this.
Just kind of and that's typically what I do too. I just, because I brought mine from home, I had to separate everything.
Right.
But
that CB is really nice.
I figured I could find some extra crystal trays here.
Jesse's got the big bag. So even just starting with this is actually a decent amount because I could do a chunkier strand, maybe a thinner strand with a garnet. I love that Rachel's left me some of her special Miyukis and Delicas.
Yeah.
Like, look at some of the Delicas this month.
Cheese this too.
Look at the Delicas. Oh my God, I'm so glad you got us to Bead, Shyra. Okay, I already have a mini palette to start. So even if I don't end up with a bracelet,
You're going to end up with a bracelet. We're going to do it.
Well, the issue is I start beading and then I get ambitious. So I'm going to get started over here.
Don't shoot for the stars.
I'm going to shoot for
Shoot for like the third floor.
Shoot for the third floor.
shoot for like a strand. Like,
Shoot for the second floor.
shoot for Rachel's desk.
Shoot for Rachel's desk. If we can break through the ceiling and get Rachel. So I tried not to think about things too far in advance because I was like, that defeats the purpose. But I knew that for me, I wanted to use maybe some of the leaves. So I think that's where I'm going to start.
Yeah, how would you use the leaf and a bracelet?
So I'm going to make some loops on them. I'm going to make a couple of wrapped loops for all of them. And I think I'm going to string them up that way. And then I pulled, of course, I bead box with things from my own collection too.
So I bead box.
I bead box.
I bead box.
Why would I beat box when I can bead box? And so some things that I pulled from my own pinks at home are these really bright pearls. Because as Cindy can tell you, I have a lot of pearls. And then
a few?
Just a few. And then luckily I was able to get my order with all of my bead box extras and
Did you go steal your order?
No one brought it to me. And I had picked up 2 of the grab bags with the daggers. And so I think I'm going to use some of the daggers with the leaves. I see a whole thing coming.
I love that already.
So do I. But where to begin? Are you guys beading along with us?
Where to bead again?
Where to begin?
I hope some folks are designing along with us because today's like all about just like following the inspirations that strike you.
Yeah.
We're going to try to be kind to ourselves.
We are.
We're going
Not
to
too
laugh
ambitious.
at ourselves.
We're going to laugh at ourselves, indeed.
And maybe we might just end up with something that we love.
I think we will.
So after this, I'm taking this bracelet to Oracle Park. So that's Giant Stadium, formerly known as AT&T Park, and probably a million other things. Oracle Park is a new name to me that does not roll off the tongue quite yet. So at Giant Stadium, they built pickleball courts.
Temporary.
They've built temporary courts on the field.
You don't want
on the pitch. Is it the pitch? On the pitch.
on the mound?
Sports ball.
I don't baseball. You were asking the wrong person.
What do you follow any sports?
A little bit of basketball.
Warriors,
right?
Warriors
or Lakers.
You did grow up in Oakland.
I did. You can't stop that. But I'm more like international sports too. So like Tour de France, World Cup.
Are you a big Olympics person?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, what are your go-tos at the Olympics?
Track and field, because of course I spent a lot of time in Jamaica growing up. So you can't be a fake Jamaican without having an appreciation for track and field and rooting for Jamaica.
Mm-hmm. Because Usain Bolt is from, where is he from? Is he from
Jamaica.
Jamaica? Right. Well, that's
Shelley Ann Fraser Price, the mommy bullet. Yeah.
The mommy bullet?
That's what she calls
Oh
herself.
my God. I don't see clearly. I don't keep up with the track and field as much. Are there other ones you watch too?
Oh, everything I can. Well, except, I guess there are some things I don't watch.
Curling? You watch the curling?
That's Winter Olympics.
I didn't specify Olympics. How can I be wrong?
You're not wrong. Swimming, diving.
Yeah.
Of course, gymnastics.
Do you like women's or men's gymnastics more?
Both.
I didn't realize that they were different until Rachel was telling me about it. They're like
Different apparatus.
Because I was like, really, like, I was like, wait, when did they do this thing? And Rachel's like, no, like only the guys do this, and I was like, wait, what? I didn't know. I literally missed that Didn't connect those dots.
Oops. Well, I think all of those athletes have so much strength. It's just so impressive.
Yeah, I just trying to remember which my favorite. Yeah, the swimming I always remember liking. It's very exciting. It's like they're all like within they're so close to each other. Like I was like, oh, you're 0.1 seconds away from the top person in the world. That is wild. That's too much pressure.
So one's on the bottom, second from the left. These are one of the stranded selections from the box.
Yeah. So this is from the Viva Magenta box. If you want the whole box, we have some available at samsbeadbox.com. We have a good number of boxes right now because we're intentionally making some extras. Because we have like a couple dozen boxes where people write us. They're like, "Do you have more of like the August box? Do you have like more of the ancient ruins?" We're like, "Oh, that one's long gone." We only had like 13 extras at the time. So we have some extras of the Viva Magenta box if you would like one. Also, if you're just really obsessed with this box, you might just want to go grab
a second one.
Okay, it clearly has been a moment because I keep trying to make simple loops and it is going.
That's not going well.
It's going like that. So luckily, I can cut new wire.
Is that why you have me on camera and not you?
I'm really enjoying not having me on camera because we know I'm not going to be on camera anyway.
Right.
You know my percentage. Oh, this is a good test for you. So like, how much is Shyra going to be on? The things I've learned is if you go a little higher and a little closer to you, there we go. It increases your odds of being
on camera.
Even still, it's hard. It's not natural like be in quite that position.
Yeah.
I have found.
No, and I'm blind, so like with the teeny tiny things, I like naturally have to either take my glasses off so I can see the holes or bring it like super close.
Yep, I put everything right in front of my eyeballs.
Yeah.
And I theoretically I'm told I have normal. I have 20. I have standard good vision. I have vision.
I used to have vision too, Sam. You know what happened? 2025.
2025?
No, just turning 25.
Oh.
So enjoy it while you can. One more year of vision.
So Rachel and I don't get it because our parents both had glasses in 6th grade. And and both her and I think, have 20/20 vision currently.
Knock on wood.
So I think the ophthalmologist was like, yeah, when you turn 40, like it's gonna hit you hard. And I was like, okay, got it.
Coke bottle glasses.
Coke bottle glasses.
Yeah, the lens is so thick.
Yeah, that's mine.
Are you wearing contacts?
Yeah.
I was like,
literally, I'm legally blind without them.
Yeah, me too.
So.
Me too.
Yeah.
Who's here with us today? I see Laurie and Miss Jazz. Hi, Julie Raymer. Wow, it's amazing. Because my simple loops, I find wrap loops are much easier to keep the coordination of. I saw some great tips on like a TikTok recently for simple loops, where they basically were just focusing much more on cutting a consistent length for your loop, and then she would mark the spot on her pliers so that every time she's using the same length with the same spot on the pliers, and so it gave her really consistent loops. That'd be way too logical for me to do right now.
Yeah.
So I'm leaning into the chaos.
So do you ever use the simple loopers? You have one in there, I
have
know.
Air from like 10 years ago, literally. Yeah. And it's so dull that it barely even cuts the wire at this point. It's not my favorite. I guess I'll try it. I'll see how it's doing post.
I personally don't like it.
Let's see what kind of loop it makes right now. That's why I haven't gotten it for the shot. Okay, that's not terrible because then you basically just finish off
the loop. Make it perfect. Make it pretty.
Like even that, like that's not a nice little loop to me. So even the ones I kind of like, even my worse are my less good. My worse are not. My worse are loops.
Oh my God.
I like more than that. English is fun.
It's so much fun. I need to get busy, but I'm going to share with everyone my amazing organizational structure. And this is all due to Rachel Malice, who told us, she posted about these containers.
They're really affordable.
They're amazing. It's not just affordable, they're just amazing. So I made little kits for each of my metals with just everything I might need to make something. And then when I, if I were to fill up these little containers, I have another stash where I can refill them.
Okay.
But it just makes it so easy when you want to bead on the go, or when you
Those
need.
are all your silver tones.
So
Basically.
this is all the stuff that I have. Well, not all, but this is
your top.
a selection of things I need when I'm working with silver tones. And then I have one for copper, I have one for bronze, I have one for gold. And it just makes it really easy to like snap shut and bead with friends.
That's really satisfying.
It is. It's so satisfying.
I feel like you've been on like an organizational journey for
Years.
the whole time I've known you.
Yes.
But I mean, because we all have.
Yes.
But like, it's something you brought up periodically every year. And like, it's cool to see that you're finding things because the whole reason why we're always talking about it is we're always trying to, it's always hard to nail it.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes our needs also change with organization, depending on either on quantities or the types of materials you're using, where you're beading. Are you taking yourself to go hang out with friends? Like everyone has, that's why it's like a little tricky to know exactly what your setup should be. And then you learn about like a new possibility. You're like, oh, well now I have to try that.
Yeah. So as soon as she told us about these in gym chat, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get some. And they come in like a pack of 6. And I was like, that sounds good to me. That sounds good to me.
All right. I'm going to give a little update.
All right.
I've made 4 beads of progress, which is 8 loops. It's 8 loops. Many have been redone. So here is, oh, I need more space to work. Okay. Here is where I'm at. I've been beading for 5 minutes and my desk already feels like.
This desk was clean.
So I'm doing a mixed strand inspired by the box.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm going to basically make a full strand, mix in my 2 Reina links, and that'll just be strand 1. And then I can worry about strand 2 next.
Sweet.
But if I do a full strand at a time, then that's a bracelet.
Are you copying me? Because I'm doing 2 strands as well.
You know, we love more beads.
We love more beads.
1 strand? What? I made, well,
one strand.
wait. The other way to do it is just to use the garnets as the dangles with these chunkier beads, and then that's the bracelet.
Aim low, Sam. Aim low, remember?
But then no, we're single strand bracelet.
But is that cheating?
Cheating? Well, who's cheating who?
Cheating.
Who would I be cheating?
Yourself.
But I would get a cha-cha garnet.
You
bracelet.
would get a cha-cha garnet bracelet.
That sounds like joy to me.
That does sound like joy.
I will need a lot of headbands. Let me confirm that I have enough headbands over here. I'm not making that many wrap loops right now because you said aim low. is that what you say to your students? You're like, you got this. Aim low. All right. Well, there's at least
maybe.
We're like, let's
have
set
one to say
realistic goals.
Yeah.
What's
Yes.
aim?
It's just aim. That'd be nice.
Having goals is
Aim.
helpful. Okay, well, let's have some head pins. We'll see how far this takes me. See how far I go. That's for Jesse.
Wrong movie.
That's for Jesse. What wrong movie? Oh, well, I don't.
We can't.
What songs?
No, we can't sing the songs from the Barbie movie.
But what songs does it have?
Many
Have you heard some already?
I've heard a couple on Spotify, and they have bad words in them.
Bad words. None of us say bad words.
Of course not.
Shyra's mouth is so clean. Actually, I actually don't really hear you curse, but like I'm sure that you do.
What's me? Yeah, I do.
I'm confident.
When I'm with friends.
Okay, guys, a new child trying who could get Shyra.
No.
Well, you know how like Sarah always thinks that she has to be like extra professional on like the Sands Beach Out streams, and I'm like, who gave you that idea? Like,
We're so
I never
serious
said
about
that.
ours.
We are so
I was like,
serious.
I never said that. I mean, yes, I don't usually curse on my streams, but I don't know who said that. Who said to be super professional?
Well, because of my job, I try to be publicly professional.
I know. I don't. Yeah, this is wise. So I'm gonna try doing a double stack. I can show you guys on camera in just a second. If I put 2, it gives you. It's basically like a 2-for-1, so I can do a loop on this one, and these I think I should do wrap loops on if this is a low enough gauge wire. So we're gonna bend 90 degrees. Out my way, beads. And I haven't, Jesse, shout out any comments, by the way, too, because
We're not paying attention.
Shyra's
Sing, I'm a Barbie.
in a Barbie world
Life
and
in plastic.
It's fantastic. You can brush my hair and dress me anywhere.
And dress.
And what? What is
That's
undress?
supposed to be undress.
Yeah.
No, what?
Undress me anyway.
I'm so glad I misheard that forever. So that's like a European band, right? I've heard they're like
Aqua.
I've heard they're actually popular in Europe outside of that song, and like in the States,
For what?
folks only know them as a one-hit wonder.
And
Yeah.
that's the same with Chumbawamba.
I get
Who?
knocked down, but I get up again.
You know,
Be down.
yeah. So they're like a one-hit wonder in the States, but they're like a cult following classic band in Europe.
Yeah, because right. Because there's been so much talk about this Barbie movie. It's been amazing how much press it has gotten, even outside of their own press.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone is talking Barbie.
It's undress.
It is undress.
Oh, I'm confident you guys were right.
Yeah. I mean, if you really listen to the lyrics of that song, it's
Yeah.
it's a lot. And not PG-13.
So I always used to think that was just the official Barbie song because it's like it sounds like a lovely little tune, lovely little ditty.
Until you hit puberty.
I'm already regretting doing the rap loops, but I do like the look of rap loops. It's because my Xeron crimpers are still hiding.
I
And
found them.
I know, I think they're at home. And those are my favorite for tucking in. And especially with like with stones, I don't want to put too much pressure. And so that fine tip is really nice. All right, we didn't actually get through that wrap loop demo. So go ahead and bend 90 degrees. Oh my gosh, I can hear the song through Jesse's.
I'm just checking. So it's actually Undress Me Everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So it got
That's
better.
even better.
oh, wait. So this song is fully not a children's song.
No.
All right, you start with just making a simple loop, essentially. And then I like to grab my loop. This is not how everyone does it. Wanda will tell you. Everyone has I do actually how Rachel Malice does it. So I didn't just pull this out of nowhere.
There isn't one right way to do
I
it.
also agree.
You can do it.
It kind
However
of,
you
it is also, by feel for you. What?
Just verse 2.
I don't even want to know.
I don't think I could say it on live.
Please don't.
All right, it did
We are
two loops.
streaming to Facebook, so no.
And then I'm just going to tuck in my end. And I've got a second one done. So now I only need 1 million more. Back to Shyra.
Oh, okay. So while Sam has been, do you have a white tray over there? Or any kind of
You should have a second white tray. I have one of them.
I'll just dump
Do you
this
want to
one
check
out.
your tray drawer there?
My tray drawer.
Oh, here's the second one.
All right.
Question. Where did Sam and Shyra meet?
No idea.
So we don't know.
That is literally the honest truth.
The shop started in a Facebook group around I started a group in 2014, and
Mhm.
I think Shyra joined in that first year.
And I thought he was some old man in Berkeley that was kind of a creep that was selling beads.
Why do you think I was a
I
creep?
don't know.
Just because I sold beads, maybe a creep?
Maybe.
Hashtag
I
rude.
just-
Well, wasn't it buttons first?
Can only women sell beads, Shyra?
No, I was just like, oh, he must be like some old guy, some like ex-hippie that's like has a bead shop and out of his house. And yeah, and then I got hooked. And then I learned that he was not an old guy.
So she ordered from the, oh my, wait, your bracelet's amazing. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
You know, old men can bead too.
And
Yeah,
not be creepy.
And not be creepy. Just gonna put that out there here that we don't believe that here at Sam's Bead Shop.
We do not.
And I don't
We
think
do
Shyra
not.
believes it either.
I don't believe it.
But to make the point that you had no idea who I was.
Exactly.
And so you ordered, you realized I actually was pretty close to you.
Well, yeah. Like,
Because that's when you figured out where I was. Because I don't think you realized that Vanessa from the Facebook group.
well, I mean, the first package that had
Berkeley.
that Berkeley address, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's like super close.
And you go drive up to my parents' house. And
What? No, we did not. Absolutely, we did not explore where you were.
Did you ever pick up like an order? Some people used to
No,
do some
we
order
just
pickup.
creepily stalked your house
I would believe it.
because it was really close. market anyway, so
Yeah.
you can go up Adelaide and go to the flea market.
Okay.
You know what? Where does that Bead dude live?
That's funny. So then Shyra I didn't meet in person for a while. Like we always would talk about it, and then it took us until
pandemic.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Did we meet before Whole Bead? I assume we met before Whole Bead.
Yes, we met before Whole Bead.
Okay.
Do I know when, where, or how?
See, our relationship lives in the ether.
I honestly have no idea how I met this dude.
That is too funny. So then Shyra got hooked on the shop, and she's literally been around since 2014.
Yeah.
So I've done the shop basically off and on. So like for the summers, I would do it. If I somehow had more time, I did like more in like, I didn't do a lot in high school. Oh, my senior year of high school, I had like more of an independent study program that I managed to structure for myself. That was lovely. And I ran the shop my senior year. Then I went to New York for college.
And that's when I realized you weren't an old man.
Because I basically, it's because I waited until I was 18 to like really post like photos of myself. Because I didn't think people would want, I thought people like wouldn't want to purchase beads essentially from like a youngin.
Aww.
I worried about ageism essentially. And like, I'd much rather be judged based on the quality of the shop, that you receive your beads. Like, because I used to do all the quality sorting, everything for the shop. And then when I turned 18, I like posted, "Hey y'all, I moved to New York. I'm gonna go study voice at Juilliard. Hopefully I'll be able to do some of like the shop when I'm there." And I did a little bit my freshman year because
I remember.
I lived like walking distance from one of my cutters, because all the Indian cutters used to have their offices like near Times Square. So I like would go walk over. Like I would like finish music theory class, and then I would literally get on the train with like 50 pounds of beads. I was like, I hope no one knows the value of these beads, because like I will die. Like never had an issue. I really actually never had any safety issues when I lived in New York. And did some, but then really I didn't pick up the shop again until, oh my gosh, when I went to Chautauqua, New York, I did a couple live sales testing out Comet Sold. I was like, hey, are folks still in the Facebook group? Do you want to like, should we like try out this new platform? And it was cool. Like it worked.
Right, because you were in Shopify first.
Oh my God.
That was a long time ago.
We did the manual invoicing for album sales. We posted beads in Facebook albums, invoiced manually via Shopify. It took us a week to send the invoices because, oh my God, there was a whole process. And that was like with help.
So if you guys can imagine a live sale, like all the items in a live sale, but instead they were all in an album that was released at 11 a.m. on Sunday mornings.
So I used to basically work all day Saturday and then wake up really early Sunday and finish. And then sometimes be posting all day long. So I'd be like, oh, I have more items I want to show. And I would go photograph more. Like, okay, next posting going at 2:00. It was like a whole chaotic thing.
It was pretty chaotic, but
there were lots of nice beads.
There were lovely beads.
And yeah, it was a lot because like we had to take all photos of every item, write up the description. It just took a while. And then we had to invoice it. We had like a very strict rule. Like if you comment to purchase an item, like you were committed to it, because it took us time to get those invoices typed up. We don't have time to then go back and edit them, which is one of the big pluses of the live sales these days, is you can edit your cart, which is so lovely.
Maybe he is Donna.
What?
It's like
an old man creep?
maybe it's like Scooby-Doo. Maybe he's wearing a mask. Latex mask. He's just pull it off.
I mean, there were old teacher men and teacher women and teacher people at Juilliard. Like 100%. There were not, I don't think there were, the oldest students were usually like in their 30s in like the PhD or postdoc programs. They were very smart. I was like, I don't want to be in school for that long. No, thank you. Is that the end of the story? How we met?
I think that's the end of the story.
We really got
deep.
Place.
We don't know where we met, how we met.
But this is our back.
But this is our backstory. That means next year we'll be friends for 10 years. Aww. It's our 10-year friendiversary.
Wait, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Facebook better tell us and make a cute little video for us.
Right?
We better start posting more photos.
Yes. It'll just be beads.
Well, actually, there's all those selfies we posted to Gem Chat. We got to post this to our personal timeline.
Yes, so that we can get the cute video.
Yeah, with the bad music, all that.
We want it. We want
Happy
it all.
friendiversary.
Happy friendiversary.
There's a follow-up on how Sam and I met, which is much less interesting.
I think
we met on the first day I came to work.
Well, we met over, because it was pandemic, we met over Zoom first.
Yeah, we did a Zoom. But yeah, then I showed up for work, and that's what we met.
So how did we do it? So we did one Zoom, and then
You called me back like a half hour later. And was
Like, you're hired.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, you had no idea. I got off that Zoom, and I was so excited. I had already interviewed like 10 or 12 other people who were like fine, but once like Jesse just started checking boxes I wasn't even asking for. He's like, yeah, I think I was interested in hopefully someone who could do photos.
That was the main thing, was like,
You were the only one who had actual photography experience and customer service experience. You had like your variety of skill set. I would
The
literally
whole enchilada.
I remember finishing that call and I was like, what?
because we finished and you were like, okay, I have like a couple more interviews I'm gonna do today, and like,
Oh yeah.
I'll let you know in like a day or two, and then like a half hour later you call
Like-
back and you're like, so where did you start?
Yeah, I remember the interview after yours. She was very nice.
And that's what made him call you.
But you also like there was a lot of things. Yeah, that was a very easy decision. That was probably the easiest hiring decision ever. I'm not even kidding.
Right,
It was hard. That was the first full-time hire for the shop.
That was a big step.
The job posting, I think I said I was looking for my right-hand person. I'm pretty sure it was the general vibe of it. Like it was like, you're gonna be doing a lot of different things, which is indeed what you have done.
And Jesse of all trades.
So Jesse of all trades, I like that.
How did I get into beads? And Sam,
what's
how did you get into beads?
No, what's the Shyra story?
The Shyra
I've
story
told my story before.
is that I was not into beads. I was
This is a good
into
story.
dollhouse miniatures.
So small things, small cute things.
Small cute
I see
things,
it, I see
right?
it already. Okay.
Small cute shiny things. And I wanted to make a chandelier for one of my latest dollhouses. And so I went to the Berkeley Flea Market.
It's a great market. There's
It's
a
a
lot
great-
of
yeah.
African trade beads there.
Mhm.
I've bought a lot of strands.
Bead
train. Choo choo.
And there was this lady here who was selling check glass. Now
At the flea market.
at the flea market. She's amazing.
Was it Jamie?
I think it was. I think that
That's
was her name.
cool.
Yeah. She just had tables and tables and tables of all of this check glass.
Yeah.
Now,
I
here's the
think she
thing.
used to be a vendor also like on Telegraph too.
Probably.
What she told me. That's cool.
I am an introvert.
No.
I am extremely shy.
You guys would never guess this.
Shy.
Shy, yeah, my whole life.
Because Shar has so much personality, you would never guess that she's. Shar and I are both very much introverted people.
Yes, we are. We can fake it till we make it.
Yeah, we get excited.
We get excited.
That
We're like,
helps.
ooh, people. And then after too much peopling, we're like,
No more.
I'm done. And scene.
Back into our holes.
Into our little turtle holes, shells. So I went up to this lady and I was like, these purple beads are amazing. They were purple rondelles. They were like 3 millimeter. I remember them perfectly.
Where was this at the
This
flea
was
market?
at the flea market.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, I'll just get it said $2.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, oh, that's great. That's the flea market
So you
price.
thought-
It's affordable.
What you thought that was for what?
I thought that was for the whole
The
bunch.
bundle,
that
the
I
bundle.
got, the bundle.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to her and she's like, that'll be like $30 or something. And I was like,
How many years ago was this?
I think I was still in high school.
Wow, this is OG.
OG Shyra. Anyway, I was like, okay. And I paid for it. And then I had all of these purple beads that I didn't know
you were
what to do
forced
with.
Into liking
I was
all this
forced
purple.
into liking. No, because my grandma was a big purple
Oh,
fan.
true.
So that was kind of like my first experience with beads. And then I learned the word hank and strand and
Less, please.
less please and speaking up, right? Like maybe I didn't have to spend all that money. And here's how long ago it was. I took them all off of their little strands and I
Yeah.
put them in film canisters.
Were they your own film canisters?
They were my own film canisters.
That's cool. Did you have a
Um,
film camera?
Yeah. I did
Those
have
were the
a
only kinds of cameras.
There was no digital
Wait,
cameras
Digital
back then.
cameras came out in
I don't know.
Like the
90s?
the late 80s, early 90s, but they were so
Expensive,
and
yeah.
not good.
Do you remember what brand
So-
of film camera you had? So for just to
A
add the other
Fuji.
like a Fujifilm?
Mhm.
Oh, we love a Fujifilm. That's my digital camera.
So that's how I originally started, and then a friend of mine had her own beading business,
Oh,
and that's how I got.
like she made jewelry?
She made jewelry, and she would sell to a catalog company called Red Envelope.
Okay.
And so she had one of her bracelets was called the Anastasia Amber bracelet, and Red Envelope bought 1,000 of them, and she needed to get those strung. And so she tried a couple of different options. You know,
Mhm.
she of course was stringing them, and she came to me and she's like, "I'll give you $4 per bracelet if you string them, double strand,
Two strands.
2 strands."
How big were
And
the beads?
it was a combination. So it was a mixed bracelet. There was amber, there was fire polish, there was jasper, there was tiger eye. It was beautiful. And I was like, all right, $4 a bracelet. So this was 2001 because Lord of the Rings had just come out. And I would put Lord of the Rings on.
The first one.
The first one.
Or part one.
The part one.
I can't believe that whole thing's a part one.
Yeah.
For the first book.
Should have been longer.
It should have been longer.
Yeah, 6 hours.
Oh, yeah. Each
Isn't
movie
there-
should have been 6
Isn't
hours.
there now like a director's cut or something?
Yeah, but
there-
still.
It's not that good.
Oh, so
This
you
is not
both
enough.
are a little
Oh,
more
yes.
the fan. Okay.
Yeah. Matter of fact, Jesse, I think we should decorate this room like Rivendell.
What colors
Or
would that?
Moria.
What would that be? Look like?
We could do each corner.
Yeah.
We can't just do the 4 Hogwarts houses.
Mm.
Hey, you're a Hogwarts fan.
I am,
I'm as
but
much of a fan of the Lord of the Rings,
yeah.
though.
Anywho.
I've been walking around with The Hobbit in my backpack for a while now. I keep zoning out when I try to read it, so I don't know. So what would it look like if it was decorated like that?
There's so many possibilities,
I know, because he puts like 17,000 words per tree,
which is great.
so we could literally
Build a forest.
Yes.
a Tolkien.
Anyway,
a
back
Tolkien-
to my beading origin story. She needed 1,000 bracelets. I strung 600 of them.
Wow!
And each one, of course, needed 4 crimps, which is how I learned how to crimp.
Wow. That's 6,600.
Yep.
Shyra does.
Mm-hmm.
You have hands now still?
I do. Because I would put on Lord of the Rings. I would get out my entire tray filled with all of the things.
Do you remember how long it would take you per bracelet at this point?
I did 16 bracelets per one showing of the film. And so I would watch the film like 5 times a day. And just string, put them all in a gallon Ziploc, and then get them to her.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then pick up more supplies.
Okay, so you go and like get more beads from her. Where were
Mhm.
she like? What were they made out of? Like
It was all gemstone. Gemstone and
Ooh,
check glass. So
That's cool.
yeah. That's how I learned like all of the different terms, the bite cone,
You can
everything.
See Shyra crimp. Are you
No.
cutting your crimp?
I'm cutting. See, I'm not on camera either. And that was my first experience with intergem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Going to a bead show.
Going to a huge bead show,
Oh,
feeling
yeah.
dehydrated, passing out.
I know that's only it's the only possibility of a bead show because you're
Yeah.
taking care of yourself is not the party.
No, you get distracted by all the things to see and all of the lights. And
You haven't done Tucson before.
I have not done Tucson before, but I've heard.
So yeah, you're gonna want.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm already looking for like amazing shoes with great support.
Yep. I remember that before I went the first time, I found like a guide to it, and then someone was like, "Here's all the supplies I bring with me each day." You really need like good energy bars and
Yeah.
water. And,
Yeah.
like, you can't skimp on that stuff.
Good shoes.
Yeah.
Because it's all concrete or gravel.
Yeah, it's true. And then the heat. Sometimes some of them are outdoor shows, so you have to deal with the heat. This last year was a lot cooler, thankfully. I think that when we went
Well,
to
the first year was in like the summer.
Oh, it was April. They pushed it
In
to April.
April,
So
yeah.
it was that's why it was a lot.
Yeah,
hotter.
because I was actually talking to Shyra about like
Mhm.
when I first started here, it was like maybe a month. And
Oh,
then
wow.
Tucson came up and we were like, I very vividly remember we were talking on like a Wednesday about going on Friday, but we had the whole week's orders to do. And I think Chrissy was out. So we basically came down
Did
to it.
them
We're like,
all.
if we can get all these orders
Oh,
done,
then we can go. Yeah.
And so I stayed until like 11 o'clock on Thursday getting all the orders out.
I remember pulling
then-
all of those dang orders. Oh my
And then
god.
Friday morning we had everything. We were still doing the old pickups. So Friday morning I got there at like 8, finished everything up, got it ready for pickup, and was like 9:30.
Well, I picked you from your house.
So then it was Friday then getting all those orders.
Wow.
Didn't you guys have like a van to go that first time?
I got a Toyota Camry and we drove it. This is like this is when I started liking the Camry. We drove it all the way to Tucson. And we took it on the way there. It took like 13 hours.
I seem to recall that Jesse did most of the driving.
We're getting there. Jesse has much experience doing cross country driving. I would do like little bursts, and then Jesse would do
like long hauls.
big bursts. Because he'd be like, "Yeah, I don't mind it. I'll finish it out." That's kind of a very typical Jesse amazingness. So like,
I prefer it because then I don't have to like my brain doesn't have to think. It's just like, oh, you're driving. Pay attention to the road.
Pay attention to the road.
And it's great instead of like, ooh, every little shiny thing. What does that sign say? Ooh, who's in that car? What are they watching? I'm like, I don't have to deal with that. I'm just drive.
And thankfully, we listen to all of the
the
pasta podcast. We listened to the creation of a new pasta story, and that very much helped. All right, I think I'm ready to show a little update on how this.
Excellent, because I have no idea where I'm going next. I'm just doing things.
So we're doing a design you might have seen Sarah Lovecraft do. I really like how she puts together some of her cha-cha style bracelets. And she uses jump rings. So what I've prepped so far are beads with simple loops. That's how she does it. Those are kind of our main components. I should actually go ahead and plan how we're going to lay all this. Something like that could be very pretty. And then where each component meets is where she adds the cha-cha using the jump ring. So it'll essentially be something like that. So I'm coming in with some of these lovely small oval jump rings from TRCast. I love that they have the whole, like the cut there in the center. So it makes, when it starts pulling either side, there's no hole. It's harder for anything to slip out of your jump ring. They also just have very nice quality jump rings. Hopefully we have at least some stock of these in the shop right now because they are a favorite. So essentially how it works is you want bead, dingle, dingle, next bead. So there's 4 things you're trying to get into this jump ring. So hopefully I picked a big enough jump ring to do this. Otherwise I have more. Tracy from TRCast let me keep her whole jump ring stash. It's one of the best gifts I've ever received. They're already organized and done. It's like, oh, beautiful.
One and done.
At one point I was trying to develop to like make these for the shop, and then we realized it was going to be very, very hard to pull it off.
A question from Miss Jazz.
Miss Jazzy.
When do we stock leather?
Oh, the leather. Great question. So we're doing some leather fun with Sarah in August, and we actually got the shipment in just after we moved in to this space. And so I can mention to Rachel, it kind of helps bump it up her priority list for when she's doing the next round of restocks of like putting them into the system. So we got lots of new colors. We have 1.5 millimeter leather. Let's see, which jump ring did I use here? So what I did is it's your choice. I put both dingles on this side, but you can put on either side if you want to have the cha-cha everywhere. But this kind of helps keep it on one side.
1, 2, cha-cha-cha. Sorry.
Yeah, the leather is coming. We picked out new colors because we didn't have, folks requested black. We had to get a fun green option. It's really pretty. It's like honeydew, I think is what we got. So that'll be coming up. I'll mention that to Rachel, so maybe we can get that up soon. Yeah, I'm so glad you guys liked that last batch of leather.
I really liked the 1 mil in the copper.
The 1 mil was very popular because it's hard to
Yeah.
find the 1 mil leather. It was fun to be able to string onto that with a copper. Yes. So we definitely restocked all those favorites. So I'm doing bead, 2 dingles, next bead on my jump ring. Grab it on either side to close. I like to kind of wiggle back and forth a little bit to make sure get it nice and secure and centered. If I pay enough attention, I can mostly keep them to one side, but I'm no longer striving for perfection.
Oh, excellent.
Shyra's bracelet's gonna be so nice. Oh my gosh, I just saw her put it on her wrist. Let's go ahead and open our next jump ring. Jesse, what's your origin story?
Yeah.
I was born and I lived
Pennsylvania.
I'm here still living.
When did you first fall in love with rocks?
When I was like 3.
Yeah.
I lived in the Appalachian Mountains, so we had a lot of rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And then being a Boy Scout, Cub Scout, we did a lot of hiking, which also more rocks. And I do remember, like, I have an older brother. He's 2 years older than me, and he had like gotten rocks from somewhere, but he was like, "That's so silly. Why would I collect rocks?" And I was like, well, "I think they're cool. I'll take them." So I still have those rocks. And then I remember I was at Joann Fabrics with my mom. I was probably like 5 or 6. And I saw a Native American necklace kit that I really wanted to make.
Okay. What kind of necklace was it?
So it was like a 4-strand choker with like bone barrel type beads that would go across it, and like a metal clasp and stuff. Nothing fancy, just a kit for a kid.
Okay.
And I went home and I made it in like 5 minutes, and I was like, "Mom, I need more. I need more. Like, I want more." So we went back to Joann Fabrics the next day, and I had picked out like a bunch of beads and stuff like that. And in the Native American choker, they used 1 mil leather cord.
Okay.
So Joann Fabrics didn't have anything like that, but they had hemp. And so I got the hemp, and it just snowballed and just kept snowballing.
So that's where the cording started.
Yeah.
Around what age was
5 or 6.
Wait, you've been nodding that long?
So in Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, I was also like the orienteer, nodder, adventurer kid. Everybody wanted to sit around and finger paint. I was like, well, I have a compass and I have a water bottle, so like, let's go in the woods. And so I learned all the different kinds of knots that you need for like survival and boating and all that kind of stuff. So then it transitioned from survival knots to macrame jewelry knots.
That's cool. Yeah, Jesse will do rows and rows of square knots. It's pretty incredible. I don't think we've shown your stuff in a while.
I actually just made, there's been a lot of requests, so I just made a post in the gem chat with
that's cool.
a bunch of the knotted stuff.
All right, see how we're doing lengthwise. Well, I have to go look at that now. All right, let's see how we're doing on length. I'm loving how this is going. So I'm glad Shyra's doing the actual Barbie pink, because that not necessarily my colorway. And I said I would do it today, but then I saw these colors, and here we are. Oh wait, I'm at 5 inches, so I only need like 1 more bead to get to 6. So I do 2 more garnet wraps, pick 1 more bead, and then I can basically add a clasp.
And you may finish a bracelet.
All right, let's see. I got 7 minutes.
All right, so I actually finished my bracelet, so I'm going to talk about it just for a little bit. So I went with the 2 strands.
Shyra,
I
love so much about it.
And it is very, 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 very pink. So on my clasp end, what I like doing is taking seed beads and making those up my loop. I think they add a little bit of drama with it, and it's something I learned.
Nice little touch there.
Yeah, it's something I learned when I was stringing all of those bracelets. And then after I make my loop, I put the crimp bead there, and it just takes a lot of the stress off of the crimp bead. And then I have both strands, a mix of items that are from the box, and then items from the shop, and then my own pearls that I got. And then,
is that a time?
That is. They weren't labeled. I keep all.
They appeared in my bin, and I love them very much.
I love them. I attached both strands to a jump ring, and that's where my leaves from the check glass mix come in. Just kind of put them all together. Another one of those beautiful. I'm just so in love with these beads.
Those have become a Shyra fave.
They've become a Shyra
Do we
fave.
have more of these pink ones in the shop?
I think we have a few more, but I'm not sure. I have them in blue. I have them in pink. I will buy them in whatever color. And then a little melon at the end to finish it off. And voila. I think it's super pretty. I think it's super pink. Yeah.
It's fabulously Barbie.
It is. I don't know if it's fabulously Barbie,
Well,
but it is fabulously
you have the
pink.
bright pinks, which is perfect.
Yeah.
That is like you really achieved the goal.
And originally I brought in some other bead shop faves of mine. So these are things that you've had a long time ago, and then there was a restock. I was talking to Jesse about it. So that's that turquoise species, because I thought that would be stunningly beautiful with the pinks. Remember, I am not scared of color. So I brought them those. I brought the smaller ones because they're brighter blue, and I thought that would look really good too.
Yeah, I like that.
And then I even bought, oh look, those fire polish melons, along with all the pink ones. All right.
Blue, that is like the
Look at
Shyra
that.
blue. Oh wow.
And my inspiration for thinking these two are that the workout outfit that Barbie and Ken wear with the pink, the blue, the yellow, because those are like classic Barbie colors too.
Amazing.
So it's like that would absolutely work. I may still do that at home.
You
Add a
have-
little bit of citrine in it too. You gotta have a gemstone.
I am very excited to see this bracelet. All right, I've got some garnet prepped. I have to pick out what my last bead here is going to be. I need one more
So-
bead. Ooh, it could be a pearl.
Shyra is obsessively organized, at least in this.
She pans over to me. I'm just trying to get it done.
Look at that.
Oh, you're going to give a custom angle?
A custom angle. Look at
Oh,
that.
hi, everyone.
Welcome to the Sam Show.
Oh, that's funny. Wow. All right, we're doing the last wire wrap loop on the garnet.
Custom angle. That's not too. Oh, now I've got to get it back on. Welcome to the ride, guys. Thank you so much.
One is like, I have dizzy.
Dizzy.
All right, you want to put the camera over here?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, shout out if you want a Jessie Jane class.
I know. I was literally thinking about this yesterday. I was like, do I bring this up right now?
It's already been
Especially with
brought
like more leather coming back in. All right, so I have 3 prep. I need 2 more to go with the next bead, and then I thought, gotta have a dangle for later.
Gotta have a dingle.
So I'm thinking for my last bead, I want to do one of the more of the burgundy pearls. I actually like that how the beads have ended up laying. I have not been paying attention, and one of the factors in that is how these loops lay. I believe how Sarah does it is she keeps them in line with each other, so like they'd both be facing me ideally right now. I'm going for chaos bracelets, so that's not my goal.
That is not a chaos bracelet. It all works.
Like mine will cha-cha how it wants to cha-cha. Right?
Right.
So I'm gonna grab
So you're not gonna win any major dance sport competitions with the cha-cha. Chaos
Real
cha-cha.
smooth.
I cha-cha real smooth, thank you.
Bring it back now, y'all. One hop this time.
So I'm
Is it
using
8th grade school dance?
oh
yes.
they still used it for my 8th grade
Oh,
dances.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Excuse me, fellas. I chaperoned 3 dances this year, and we're still using it.
I mean, it's
Oh
so
yeah.
it's a good one for us scaredies because it gives you instructions. You don't have to have your own moves. The only one I could do was the Charlie Brown because I didn't really get what the Charlie Brown was. Someone had to show me. And I
have no idea what that is.
It's like because like he's like, okay, Charlie Brown, and like that's a specific move apparently.
It
That-
is.
I've seen a couple different versions of it.
People just do
I
whatever.
know an unfortunate popular one was Cotton Eye Joe for me.
Where did
In
you
our
come
school.
from? Where did you go?
There's
oh
a
yeah,
whole-
that's
there's a
still.
whole line dance. You
Mhm.
slap your shoe
Where
a
did
couple
you come from?
times. And, yeah.
I didn't know there was a set dance to that one. Like
Yeah.
more like line dancing type style, or like
Well, then
Sure
there's the
is.
Cupid Shuffle.
The Cupid shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get the soldier boy.
Soldier boy up in this.
All right, I have one last jump ring, and then the bracelet will still be too short, so we need to clasp. We got bead, dangle, next dangle, last bead. I don't usually end with near the clasp, but here we are. Luckily, the nice thing about this bracelet is because of the simple loops, it's very easy to rearrange your beads. All right, let's check our length now. Should be about 6 inches. Yeah, okay, we're just over 6. So if I add a clasp, it'll actually fit me. Do you think I thought ahead on the clasp? No, but I have 18 gauge wire, so we could do a Sam clasp. I feel like
there are clasps in that drawer that says clasps.
What's the fun of that? Are they cute?
I think they're just lobster clasps.
Yeah, the
Oh, yeah.
electric slide.
The electric slide?
I can't put a lobster clasp on myself easily, but I can do a hook one. So we're gonna make a hook clasp using some 18 gauge German style wire. I've been using 22 gauge for my simple loops. If I'm doing wrap loops, I'd probably do 24 gauge, but the 22 gauge works well for simple loops. So we're gonna make a Sam clasp. We have to figure out what bead to actually want to put on here. I kind of make up how I do it every time, but there's a general idea to it.
Oh no, this is too bright.
So it has to fit on 18 gauge and something in this. Ooh, this one is pretty close to our tone. We're gonna be loose already. Can I steal? Hey, Shyra, can I have one of your beads?
So I buy beads from you and you steal them back? You're lucky you're my friend.
Let's see if this drook will fit on. Yes, okay,
Woohoo, success.
Okay, we're gonna do a beaded hook clasp to end today.
Yes, I am a teacher.
I wish I was.
Just a teacher.
I wish I was.
It's a little bit more than that.
So I fold over my wire and bring it together. It's a little tricky this step, but once you got it, you'll know. So I brought it together. That's going to be the hooky part of the hooky clasp, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to actually go ahead and make the hook. So you could use bail making pliers. Let's see what we got here. I got some bails. Start forming that around. There's not really a wrong way to do this. Here's how mine's looking. So it basically I'm doing the 2 wires to give it strength here. And then I can cut away my excess of that wire. So I'm gonna use the flush side. The flush side is the one that feels flat here. See how this is not too much going on. It's the chaos side. Use the flush side here. And we're gonna go ahead and cut off just a little bit. So we're gonna leave some exposed because we're gonna wrap on top of that to keep that bead secure, that wire secure. So I'm gonna put on my bead. This is like how much do I remember of? I haven't made these in one of these in like a month.
But I love it. I love it that you're getting to bead.
I love it too. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and make a wire wrap loop. So bend 90 degrees. We're gonna hope I have enough wire to do all this. Otherwise, you have to start again. But I think we'll make it work. No, we'll see how.
You'll make it work.
So ideally, I would like wrap around here. I need to go get over the bead because I need to go secure my wire. This is where you need more wire. So cut more than I did. I'm working with the world's smallest piece of wire now. All right, Sam, you got this. I'm going to grab it. The general idea is you would wrap that and then you would do a couple coils around that. It's going to be very difficult here. And I'm debating if I could even like pull it off. There's not
you can do it.
There's just not a lot to hold, which is part of the issue here. Oh, Sam. Okay.
You got it?
It's like got over a little bit.
Because I love you. Small.
I won't break off the tip, will I?
If you break it off.
I won't use the very tip of it. Get back on camera. All right, even just a little wrapping will be enough. Hold on, don't worry, I have to do a little bit more. These are nice pliers.
Oh, really?
Let's see. This is, if I, this would be so much easier if I just did it again, but I want to wear this bracelet. So believe in yourself, Sam.
You can do it.
Believe. Okay, if I kind of coax it around, this is with the camera in my face. Here we go. Come on.
The stress, the pressure. Will he do it?
It's like, or will I just crush my, actually that worked. Okay. All I need is at least one wrap on that wire and it's more, more secure. And it's a bracelet for me, so it's okay.
My teacher story is simple. It's very simple. I wanted to be in the military. I wanted to be a sniper in the military. But
we learn new things about you every day, Shyra.
Women were not allowed to be that in 1998. And then I wasn't healthy enough anyway. And then I really wanted to be involved with the United Nations. I was involved with international diplomacy. And I did that all throughout high school. And I had some friends in the government in Jamaica. And so I interned for a summer there. And I just wanted to do that. And then one day I felt a vocation in a different direction. And it was like, you're going to be a teacher. And it was something that I couldn't refuse. And so that's how I became a teacher.
I didn't know that story. So from sniper to teacher.
Teacher. Well, technically.
Well, you're still kind of snipey.
I make it work. I make it work.
Now you just snipe with puns.
Rachel, when I was in high school, women were not allowed to hold combat positions in the military.
That's not that long ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
98 is when I graduated.
That doesn't feel like that long ago. All right, I'm just gonna put on a jump ring. Your other option here is you can do basically this again with a bead and make a loop.
Kitty.
But that'll give it, and if you do multiple jump rings, it makes it adjustable. That's kind of one way to gonna do a multiple and then add your dangle onto them. Would you help me test if this fits my wrist?
I sure will.
I did say that I could put this on myself, but it would take 3 times as long.
Well, then you need to put mine on you. I think, hopefully. Nothing really too small.
Here, I'm going to have you do this. Yeah,
Okay.
Just wait here.
I'm a lefty, so.
You're a left. Sorry, what?
We've only sat together now for what? How many times? You haven't noticed that
Nope.
I'm a lefty?
I only notice people are lefty if they're on the pickleball court.
Are lefties better picklers?
No, it's just annoying.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, here.
It's going to have to be off camera.
Okay. It should be longer than my
It
wrist
should
size.
be. Because
Oh, because I have a really big loop. Okay.
it's okay.
Big old hook.
Gotcha.
All right, I have my bracelet. Oh my gosh. All right, can I put yours on?
Yeah.
What class were you working with here? You're gonna make me do a lobster on camera.
I am.
Hold on, I gotta.
Normally, I just put on my own lobsters.
This is off camera.
Some Scotch
I
tape.
can't fight the camera on this one.
The pressure.
This is the world's smallest lobster. Okay.
I bought it from you.
Really?
It's a tear
Is this
cast.
a tear cast?
It is.
All right, there
They're
you go.
nice and smooth.
Let's see. Let's do our bracelet party.
Bracelet party.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
All right, full
yeah.
tour. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna go wear
Oh,
this.
shiny.
If I get to talk to the top female pickleball player, she's playing today.
Are you gonna give her your bracelet?
She was like, "Do you want to wear a bracelet? Do you want this bracelet?" She's 16 years old. Maybe she's 17 now. I don't know. Isn't that's wild? She's about to crush all these 30 somethings.
Uh-huh.
Wait, flip the camera. Or you already have it. So,
All right.
everyone, we have come to the end of our hour.
Woohoo.
I hope you've enjoyed the hour. We'll get to catch up on comments after we sign off, but Thank you for all the fun questions. It became
Yeah,
all
it was
unexpected.
great. It was great.
This is great. I like beading with you.
I love beading with you.
It was fun.
Beading buddy.
Beading buddy.
Beading buddy.
Have a great weekend, everyone. And if you want to sign up for Sam's Bead Box, go to samsbeadbox.com for extras from the Viva Magenta box. That's at samsbeadshop.com. And there's a special page you can go to called Viva Magenta
Viva Magenta.
to find all your extras and design elements to go with the box. We'll see you next week.
Next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.